If you're anything like me, you probably have so many photos that haven't yet found their way into the perfect frame. But did you know that you can make your own photo frames using layered cardstock with unique shapes? They are gorgeous. Hello, everybody. JenniferMaker here. It's a beautiful day to create a photo gallery shadow box to help capture the meaning behind some of your favorite photos. Maker Farm is so much more than just a bigger place for us to share our projects. It's where my family will create uncountable new memories as we craft a life we love. And of course, photographs will help us keep those memories fresh in our minds. And sometimes it's hard to find the perfect frame, but that's where crafting comes in. We can make these photo gallery shadow boxes to display our favorite memories in our own personal way. To make these boxes, you'll just need a few sheets of colored cardstock for your frames and a layer of white cardstock on top. You'll also want a shadow box frame and some double-sided foam tape to add dimensions to your layers. I'm going to use my Cricut cutting machine to cut my photo frames from cardstock, but you can also use pretty much any Cricut cutting machine like the Maker or the Explorer or even the Venture. And don't forget to choose your photos before you get started. You can use photos that you already have on hand, but today I'm going to use my Epson EcoTank to print my photos onto 8.5 by 11-inch premium matte photo paper. For a full list of the supplies and tools I use for this project, plus links to everything in my materials list, head on over to JenniferMaker.com/688. That's also where you'll find written instructions with helpful photos and tips. So, are you ready to create some really easy layered photo frames with just a few sheets of colored cardstock? Let me show you where to get my free files, and then we'll cut and assemble this simple and fun photo gallery shadow box together. Step 1. Get my free photo gallery shadow box files. First, download my designs at JenniferMaker.com/688. You can either download right from that link by saving the project, or download from my entire free design collection. To find it, look for Libraries in the red bar at the top, and then click either Get a Password if you don't yet have one, or click Enter the library. Search the page for design number 688 and click the link to download the designs. If you're not sure how to do this, visit JenniferMaker.com/SVGS to learn how to download and unzip files. In the SVG folder, you'll find butterfly and paw print versions of my photo frame shadow box design. There are also DXF files that you can use for other machines, as well as PDF files that you can print and cut by hand. I'll show you how to add your personal photos as print then cut images in the Cricut Design Space software, as well as how to cut and assemble your photos and frame layers inside your shadow box. Step 2. Prepare and print your photo frame shadow box. Open Cricut Design Space, upload the SVG file of your choice, and load it into a blank canvas. I'll demonstrate with the butterfly design, which has 4 cut layers stacked on top of each other, with cutout areas for showcasing 4 personal photos. Click Save and give your project a name. Ungroup the frame layers to work with them separately. I always recommend ungrouping because the designs usually come in grouped. Now let's add our photos to the project. To add your first photo, click Upload and then Upload Image. Click Browse and then find the photo you would like to add to your top left frame. Click Open, then Continue. You don't need to do anything on the background remover page, so click Apply and Continue. On the Convert page, select Flat Graphic to load in your photo as a single layer print then cut image and click Continue. Then click on Upload to add the image to your canvas. Now it might take a minute or so to load, so be patient. Once it loads in, drag your photo to the side of your canvas so it doesn't cover your frame elements. In the Layers panel, select the bottom frame layer that has just the cutout areas for your photos. Then click the duplicate icon to create a copy of it. Drag the copy over to the side with your first image. With the duplicate layer selected, click on Operation and choose Guide. The corresponding layer will turn pink in the Layers panel, and the frame layer will become a pink outline on top of the photo. This will make your photo visible behind the frame layer, and it will be much easier to adjust. Next, select your photo. Then, with the lock icon closed, click and drag the resize corners of its bounding box until the subject fits in the top left guide frame. Use the plus icon to zoom in and see the pink line more easily if needed. Your image needs to fit on a print then cut sheet, so make sure there aren't any red warning icons in the Layers panel. If there are, continue adjusting the photo until it's small enough to cut and the warnings disappear. Then repeat the steps to add your second photo. Select the photo, then click Arrange and Send Backward so it's behind the guide layer and the pink outline is on top. Resize the photo to fit in the top right guide frame without any warnings in the Layers panel. Continue this process to add your photos for the two bottom guide frames. If any of your photos overlap with the other frame openings, don't worry. We'll trim these areas away after printing. In the Layers panel, select the guide layer and click the trash icon to delete it. And now your frames and photos are ready to print and cut. Make sure the correct machine is selected in the top right, and then click Make. On the Prepare screen, make sure the correct material size is selected for your mats. I'll use 8.5 by 11 inches for my print then cut mats, and 12 by 12 inches for my basic cut mats. Click on mat 1 again so it will load first on the next screen, then click Continue. On the Make screen, click Send to Printer. In the pop-up window, select the correct printer from the drop-down menu and toggle on Use System Dialog. Then click Print. The System Dialog box is sometimes hidden behind Cricut Design Space itself, so make sure to switch screens or move that window if needed to pull it into view. Then check that the correct printer is selected. Change the media type to Photo Matte Paper and set the quality to Best or whichever settings are closest to these. Then load the photo paper in your printer according to the directions on its package. When you're ready, click Print to send Mat 1 photos to your printer. Once the photo has been printed, let it dry before handling to avoid smudging the ink. Now back in Cricut Design Space, repeat these steps to print your remaining photos. Next, set the base material for your mats. I'll use the photo paper setting for my print then cut mats. If you don't see photo paper in your materials list, click on Browse All Materials. Then type in photo paper to search for and select the photo paper setting. Then I'll change the pressure to More for cleaner cuts. Place your first mat's printed photos face up on a green standard grit machine mat. Then place a sheet of clean copy paper on top of the print. Use a brayer to make sure the print is fully adhered to the mat, then remove the copy paper. Check that your premium fine-point blade is clean and in the clamp. Press the flashing Load button to load the prepared mat into your Cricut. Then press the flashing Go button to begin cutting. When it's finished cutting, don't unload the mat right away. Gently lift a corner of the material to make sure the cuts went all the way through. If not, press the Go button again to make a second pass of cuts in the same spots. When the cuts are complete, unload the mat, flip the mat over onto your work surface, and roll it back to release the photo paper. Use the same process to cut the remaining sheets of photos. When you get to your cardstock mats, change the material settings to medium cardstock 80 pound with more pressure. Then check the box beside Remember Material Settings to save time between mats. Make sure to match the cardstock colors with the proper mats in Design Space, since the layers might not cut in the same order that they were laid out in on the canvas. Place your first color of cardstock face up on a green standard grit machine mat. Then follow the previous steps to cut and release your cardstock for each mat. I also recommend you use a spatula to help lift delicate parts. If you have any issues with your cuts, go to JenniferMaker.com/cleanercuts for tips. Use a scraper tool to remove any small bits left on your mat after you remove the cut pieces. Your photos and frames are now ready to assemble. Step 3. Assemble your photo frame shadow box. Start by stacking your paper layers face up in the order they'll go in the frame, with layers of colored cardstock first and the white layer on top. Then flip the stack over so the top layer rests face down on your work surface. Next, take the photo that will go in the top left corner of your frame and lay it face up. Flip over your paper frame's bottom layer and arrange its top left cutout over the photo print, with the photo subject fully in the frame. If any parts of the print extend beyond the edges of the cardstock or are visible in other frames, use scissors to trim those parts away. Lay your trimmed photo face down on your work surface. Add a piece of clear tape sticky side down along the photo's top edge, half on the print and half hanging over. Press the bottom half of the clear tape onto the print and avoid pressing the top half onto your work surface. Flip the photo face up and place the frame's bottom layer on top so it shows the photo in the top left cutout again. Press the paper frame onto the clear tape. Then flip the frame and attach photo over and add another piece of clear tape to the bottom of the photo to secure it to the cardstock. Repeat these steps to frame the remaining photos, making sure to match them to the proper cutout areas. Next, check for any spots that don't hold down well and secure them with a piece of clear tape. Once your photos are secured in place, lay the bottom frame layer with your photos inside the shadow box face up. On the back of the next layer in your stack, cut and add strips of foam tape around the border, down the center, and in any other open areas. Make sure to cover each area evenly, but avoid placing foam tape over the edges or in the cutout areas. Once the tape is in place, peel the backing from each piece to reveal the adhesive. Then flip the prepared layer over and center it over your bottom layer in the box, using the sides of the shadow box to help with alignment. Place the layer down lightly and gently press the foam tape strips onto the underlying layer. Repeat the taping process for the remaining layers, cutting your foam strips smaller as the layers get more intricate. Once the cardstock layers are assembled, gently lift and remove them from the shadow box. A weeding tool or tweezers can help lift the layers if they're snug inside the box. Next, use rubbing alcohol and a lint-free cloth to clean both sides of your shadow box's glass and place it face down. Then place your cardstock layers face down inside the shadow box on top of the glass, pressing the layers forward until the top layer touches the glass. Place the shadow box's spacer on top of the frame layers next. And finally, place the backing board on top of the spacer, with the hanger positioned at the top, and press down the metal tabs to secure it. Then turn your project face up so you can see the photos. Step 4. Show it off. You have successfully created a photo frame shadow box with a gallery of personal photos, and it looks so good. Step 5. Customize it. Would you like to make a photo gallery shadow box with your own words and decorative cutouts? You can totally do that with my template and learn how to customize your design through a special program I have called Advance with JenniferMaker over at JenniferMaker.com/advance. The Advance program helps to advance your crafting skills by teaching you how to make these popular designs unique and special through tutorials and templates, as well as give you advanced access to my vast library of designs, projects, and resources. Now, I may or may not be accepting new members into the Advance program at the time you see this, but if you're interested, go to JenniferMaker.com/advance to learn more and see how it all works. Didn't these photo galleries turn out so beautifully? I love the way the cardstock frames use vibrant colors and unusual shapes to make the photos come to life. And since the shadow box frames are thick, you can do more than just hang your photos on the wall. They also look great standing on a table. Plus, these frames are really easy to care for. If you notice any dust or smudges, simply wipe them away with a soft, lint-free cloth. And remember, if you're interested in learning how to create shadow box frames with your own cutout shapes and text, don't forget to check out the Advance program. I'll teach you all about customizing your photo gallery, plus lots of other ways to use multiple layers of cardstock to personalize your projects. And if you're a crafter at heart, but you need a Cricut cutting machine to make your crafting dreams come true, as I showed you in this video, I can help you out because I do a regular giveaway over at JenniferMaker.com/Cricut giveaway. Get all the details and enter for your chance to win. If you have any Cricut or craft-related questions that you think I can help you with, please let me know. Just leave your question below this video or ask over in our awesome Cricut Crafters group at JenniferMaker.com/Cricut Crafters. I love to see the things you make, and your photos are going to look so good in one of these adorable frames. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.